Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy CGOD at CamberGod on the court again. Sorry if I sound a little bit sick, but the car's a little bit sick too. Y'all know what it is. So today, if you've seen the last video, we went ahead and we beat this out. So right here underneath the air cleaner there, it was kind of like bent in, and I don't know if it was factory or not, but I'm having no rubbing issues on this side in the same area. So I just beat it out. I mean, it looks pretty factory now. Look, like you could see, nah, maybe you can't, but either way, that whole area right there was like just pushed in, and I didn't like it, so I beat it out. I might be able to show you actually. Yeah, see right here, this whole area was like in right here, and the tire would rub like as soon as I started to turn. But luckily, you know, it's just little sheet metal. We just beat it up, you know what I mean? Like it owed us money. So for today though, I have noticed a couple of scrapes on the oil pan and stuff, and I don't want anything tragic to happen. So we're gonna try to raise our motor here, and I've been looking at it. So if we get underneath the car, which I don't know if you guys will be able to see super well, but look, our transmission pan, which is like right there, is slightly close, right? Like if we get super duper level, it's super close to the edge of that subframe. And our oil pan right here in the front is actually below that subframe, right? So I can't even see the subframe. Either way though, I mean, you can see the damage it's doing. We've flattened our downpipe and stuff. Can't really even tell what I'm looking at, but either way, so towards the rear, it's not below the subframe at all. Like you can see the transmission is way up there. So I'm gonna do the two side mounts and the front mount and see what's possible, right? So this one is by far gonna be the easiest. Should be able to just stack some washers. Probably I want to do like 1/2 inch, but I mean, we'll see what's possible. If we're not able to get it all right here, there's like 3 other mounting bolts that this connects to, so we can shim those up as well. For the front, it's just a 3-bolt mount, so it's got one here, one on the other side, and one in the front, so we'll shim all of those up. This side, however, is going to be a tad bit more difficult. So the way I think I'm going to do it is I'll probably just run the bolt through the top of that mount and let it sit on top of there, because I don't really want to like weld or anything. So, and I'm lazy, you know. But yeah, so that's probably going to be the easiest route for that one. And I mean, we'll see what it do, you know. Worst comes to worst, it doesn't work, and we'll just revert it back to stock. But for now, I got the car on the OEM jack stands once again, and we're gonna try to jack up the motor a little bit. Probably put like a block of wood under the pan or something like that and start jacking it up and removing some of these items here, and we'll see what's good. Okay, now I was kind of trying to take these bolts out of the bottom here, and it's kind of difficult, but what I've learned is that the mounts are shot anyways, as you can see. Well, that one is anyways. The side one over here is not, so I don't know what we're gonna do over there just yet. But this one here, you could see we went ahead and slapped the washers in there. There's a little alignment nub right here to align this little piece for whatever reason. And yeah, I wanted the washers to sit flat, so I took a Dremel to that and just made it to where it was flush. So we went ahead and added 4 of these washers. It's not a full 1/2 inch, but like I said, we're gonna kind of try to like tilt the motor in that direction to pick the front of it up more, because the back is already like not touching anything. And yeah, so hopefully that works out. I haven't tightened anything down yet. This is just there. The nut, I mean, it has maybe like half contact. After I tighten it up, hopefully it gets a little more. But if not, I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, you know what I mean? All the weight of the engine is literally sitting down on it. So, who knows? But yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to raise up the motor as much as possible. And this bolt here that goes through the mount is going to pick up, right? And then I think I'm going to just like run a bolt or something underneath of it to keep it lifted up in that up position, and see how that works out. And like I said, the transmission side, low-key, is like not the worst. But by picking the front of it up right here, it should in turn lift that side up a little bit. But I was mainly worried about the oil pan on this side. So we've got this side legitimately raised up, so that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and try to jack it up and see what we can figure out with that situation there. So let's get it. All right, guys, so check it out. For this forward mount, I went ahead and I got a bolt and I put some big nuts on it. So it's kind of hard to see. Hopefully I can show you guys though. But on the other side of that flat washer, there's a big nut that's going to basically get pressed in to the bottom of that mount. Same with the other side. So if we look over here, you could see there, and you could kind of see, but there's a big nut, and it's going to get pressed in, and it'll get bolted on, and it'll kind of sandwich that mount once I tighten up that bolt. If that makes any type of sense. I think maybe right here you'll be able to see a little bit better. It's real hard to see that nut in there, being that it's so dark or whatever, but just know that there's a big nut in there, and it's like just barely clearing. So once we press that bad boy in there, it's kind of just going to be where it's at, you know. I don't know how lifted it up it is right now, but I've got the bolt out of this side, right? And I got this other side, which is fully washered up, which I still left this side bolted in. If I were to take this off, it's probably under tension now. I could probably do some more damage, but I'm not looking to raise it too much. The clearance, like from the transmission to this battery tray, is already super close. So I don't really want to go too aggressive, because I don't want to do anything custom, you know, or literally just putting washers and bolts and nuts and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. And on this mount, I think what I'm going to do is see if I can beat that mount down enough to be able to put the bolt in on top of it, if that makes sense. And if we can get that bolt in on top of it, then we should be golden, I think. And if anything, this forward motor mount was already blown up. So, and then you could see this one as well. Looks like it was on its way out. So, I mean, we're really not doing any damage. If anything, it'll stiffen it up a little bit. But I don't really care. I'm not in this thing for comfort or ride quality or, you know, how smooth it rides or nothing like that. You know what I mean? We're out here just doing the dang thing. So I'm going to get this tightened up and see if I can get that bolt over there. And then once everything's all said and done, we'll tighten this side down and should be golden. And then we'll look at the ground clearance of the pan and the transmission and stuff once we get it all knocked out, all right? All right, so to give you guys an idea of this completed madness, we went ahead and ran this bolt on top. So it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get her to focus here. The bolt is on top of the mount where it's supposed to go, right there. And then obviously I told you guys the plan for the front one. So this one is posted up like that. Super duper hard to see for some reason, but oh yeah, there you go. See, so there you could see that nut that's sandwiched inside of there. I got it all tightened up. That mount is all upwards. On this side, I wanted the oil pan clearance to be better, so I went ahead and added another washer here. As you can see, it's even more sketch there. It's barely on there. It's got like 2 or 3 threads. I think it'll be all right. And that still wasn't enough. So we went ahead and we shimmed up the mount itself. We got 2 washers underneath all of them. You can see there. This one down here was a doozy. Let me see if I can, hold on, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's gonna be like down there. Hopefully the screen brightens up for you. No, not really. There's another mount bolt hidden down there. To get to that one was super fun. Took the cruise control out and stuff just to be able to access it, and this ground wire and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not terribly worried about this top nut due to the fact that this motor does not want to come up anymore. It's super duper solid on all the mounts now. Hopefully it still, everything works, you know. But I got it basically put back together. So the only thing left to do is I need to put the battery back and reconnect that, because I had to move that out of the way to be able to get that bolt over there. But if we look at the motor here, it's almost level. It's slightly higher on the passenger side. due to the way I did this. But I'm thinking after she gets rustled around a little bit, that'll kind of settle down a little bit. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Because if we look underneath old girl, like our tranny is super clearanced now. You know, like look, you see right here, there's like some stuff on the front of her. And it leaks oil like a son of a gun, so don't pay attention to that. And got the custom double vice grip holding on the catalytic converter. I don't know who did that, but that wasn't me. We'll come down here. You see our oil pan clearance. It's like well above that subframe now. It is slightly scary, like this front area here. It does look, you know, slightly like it hangs down just a tad. Once we set the car down on the floor, we'll be able to see what it actually is looking like. Because right now, I mean, the front is jacked up, so everything looks like it's hanging lower than it actually is. But I'd like to think it'll be fine. I don't know. Only other concern is the axle clearance on the little wishbone looking thingies. I'll kind of show you that here. So this, you could see that only can go so far, right? But I think it'll be okay. I don't really know. We'll get it jacked up and set back on the floor after I put this battery back in. Ow! Just hit my impact. Oh, we're still zoomed in. But yeah, so hopefully we've got killer clearance. I'll give you kind of like a side view here. I'm just out here laying on the floor. But yeah, I mean, look. Subframe, super low. Oil pan, like it's up there, you know what I mean? You can see there was some scrapes on it already. Hopefully you'll be able to see. But yeah, it's pretty up there now, and I'm pretty happy with it. So we'll see how it looks and how it sits, and if the thing even drives and stuff still. Kind of checking clearances all around, and it looks okay from what I can see. So I'm going to send it. So let me just go ahead and plop this battery back in and put my vice grip, or not vice grip, my, what are these called? Zip tie? The zip tie mounts back on it. Just because I didn't want this thing jumping up and hitting the hood. That's another issue that we may or may not run into. Nah, I think we'll be good. See, because I was worried about that power steering pump right there. Those little pieces. See what I mean? Bam. And it looks super duper close. If it doesn't fit, then we'll probably end up shimming the hood up just a tad. But hopefully it does fit. Even if it like is resting on it, I don't really care. As long as the hood closes. So let me get back to it. Oh, still zoomed in. Let me get back to it. Alright, so I went ahead and backed it up. Took it off the blocks, off the jack, everything. Turned it both ways while moving. There was no weird binding or nothing of the sort. So I think we're good. On initial startup, it does feel more, you know, like race car mounts, like solid engine mounts or whatever. But I mean, we could say it's a race car, you know, it'll pass. It's got VTEC. So underneath, check us out, man. Super hard to see. I don't even think you guys will be able to see. Honestly, I should have brought a flashlight. But just let me tell you that we are nowhere near anything. You can't even see the transmission no more. You can barely see the very front of the oil pan. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like the subframe right here kind of goes down. It dips down. See, like right there. That's all you could see of the oil pan. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's the oil pan. I think you're just looking at the other side of the subframe. But needless to say, she is ready for some thrashing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like it's kind of funky though, the way the subframe is. It's like lower than the body, if that makes sense. So like it's just rocking. Like I'm telling you, yesterday I hit something super nasty. And I honestly think whenever I hit it, that like maybe the subframe like bent that piece in. Because I was able to turn, you know what I mean? And then like all of a sudden I was like, oops. And whenever I would try to turn to the left, like it would start rubbing by like a quarter turn of the wheel. So I was like, man, I think I broke something, you know, ball joint or something. Something was out of whack. But I don't know what it was. That piece was bent, and I bent it back out. So now, if it were to happen again or whatever, hopefully it just like caves in instead of out towards the tire. But those issues won't matter anyways once we get these bad boys slapped on. We're just needing to order some tires, but I'm kind of poor, you know. And then once we get tires, then we got to worry about the front camber, getting it fitted. And then the rear, the tires are like an inch smaller. So the rear is going to dump down like an inch more than where it's at currently. And I don't know yet if I want to leave this amount of camber and just put like a 1-inch spacer or something. Or if I could just pull some camber out. I don't know. We'll see how we feel when that time comes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is the Ghetto way of raising your engine and trans on this body style Accord specifically. Civics and everything else will probably be different. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.